Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Monday and it's some FIFA time. We are, of course, back with the eISL powered by Coca Cola. Of course, before we get this event started, a huge shout out to our sponsors. Starting off with our associate sponsor, Hero, our esports partners, Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua, for making this happen. And here we are. I'm joined along with Azim, and it's the Eastern Derby. This time, however, we've got Odisha FC playing up against SCEB Bengal.
Yeah, a huge match, of course, going up against each other for the first time in the league stage, which carries on until the 13th of March. 110 matches, 3 games per match, 2 1v1s, and 1 co-op. 19th to 21st will be the finals where the top 4 will qualify. Odisha FC still hanging on to hope that they can make it there. And of course, the top 2, or rather the 2 winning team members, will fight it out to represent India in the FGS 2022.
Yeah, of course. You're getting that golden ticket, along with which you have a share of a massive chunk of the prize pool. That's 78 lakh rupees worth, and there you have the first position getting 15 lakhs. And what has even gotten amped up? The MVP over here not just gets 4 lakh rupees, but also a personalized NFT of the player by Terra Virtue. Now imagine being the MVP and having an NFT by your name. Now, that is something a lot of esports players are starting to dream of, Azim, because that has been the trend. We have gotten ourselves on the bandwagon. But before we get things started, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see where do these teams stand. Of course, SCEB Bengal playing the least amount of games and still being on that top 3. Now, a win here would take them directly up on towards the top spot, the cursed first spot. We have to talk about Odisha FC. They've been under the weather. They've been going through some tough times lately. And finally, Shubham's unbeaten run did come to an end last week by Adi Zima. But let's take a look at the schedule. Quite interesting. Shubham and Ankit Gupta going head-to-head in the first match of itself.
Ooh, yeah, that's a nice blockbuster fixture, and of course, the first time we're getting to see these guys playing up against each other. So it is going to be really, really interesting. This is truly the unstoppable force versus immovable object, although the immovable object has recently been moved in the last week, which is, of course, Shubham. He's going to be really, really looking forward to going up against Ankit Gupta. He's a pure competitor, wants to play against the best players, win every match he can. And looking at those stats, 75 goals scored by SCEB Bengal. They have been demolishing every team that has come into their path. Out of the 10 games they've played, only Mumbai City FC have managed to get anything out of the games against them. But Odisha FC will be looking to put a dent into their hopes, and maybe SCEB Bengal wouldn't mind because it would mean that they still do not take the top spot.
Oh, yeah. And again, draw is something that they can still live with, but it's all right. Ankit Gupta, the man in front of us, is not going to settle for anything less than a victory. But for Shubham, he's always been playing under pressure, and this time he does want to go off first because he wants to relieve most of it. But it's going to be an interesting battle between these two juggernauts again, right? Shubham and Ankit Gupta. Taking a look at the statistics, clearly you can see in terms of numbers it's way different, but inside the matchup their playstyle does also say that they're quite different. But here we have the kickoff is already done, and you can see SCEB Bengal with their white from right to left, and Odisha FC, of course, with their black kit from left to right.
Yes, it is, of course, the Maverick versus the Maestro, you could say, this game. The Maverick, Ankit Gupta, will be, well, bringing out all his tricks as he always does. He was not particularly happy, despite the fact that he won in his last match. He was not particularly happy with his performance, so he will be looking to get on the front foot. But we do know what Shubham is all about. He'll be trying to get back into form, get a goal, get a win as soon as he can. He's got a nice new haircut going as well. So he's looking all fresh and ready to go, Ankit Gupta. Well, he's Ankit Gupta. There's not much to say about that. If you've been following the eISL, which why haven't you? If this is the first time you're watching, you should be watching. We're here Monday to Wednesday every week. But there we go. A long ball tried by Shubham over there. Not quite working out. Goes to the goalkeeper. And, well, both teams looking to get on the attack, get on the offensive, play good attacking direct football straight off the bat. And both teams also, I mean, Ankit really hasn't been challenged that much in a defensive sense. It's just because his attacks have always been so relentless that he doesn't even allow other teams really to get a chance to attack. But this is a big moment. Acres of space afforded to Shubham over there, elected not
Oh,
to take it. And a huge opportunity goes begging. And now Ankit Gupta, you don't want to give him too many opportunities. You don't want to allow him to stay in the game. You want to get in his face as soon as you possibly can. And here we go. Let's see. What's he going to do? Is he going to chip it from an upside angle? Nope. He's just going to cut it back and smash it into the top corner. There you go. An early contender for the Terra Virtua super moment of the match. Right there from Ankit Gupta. And those are the fine lines of playing against SC East Bengal in this tournament. You could have a chance, but within a second, within a flash, you could be a goal down.
yeah, that is how clinical Ankit Gupta is, right? He got that counter attack, and from the moment he made the run, he made sure that it was a goal, and he indeed converted it. Of course, Shubham, he must be kicking himself in the foot because of conceding something like that, and more than that, he had that clear chance where he could have gotten an early lead. Now, once Ankit Gupta starts off like this, it's just firecrackers that follow up. So Shubham, not really pleased with himself with letting that one go past by, but he is looking for redemption. As there you go, went in for that dribble, did not really work out, but still has somehow maintained to keep possession on himself. And Ankit Gupta, for a moment, I really thought that he's gonna try that finesse shot. He's got so much space around, but he rather went in for the cutback. And the moment he went for it, today we did see Azim in the previous encounter that so many of those cutbacks were getting defended, were getting intercepted, but not with Ankit Gupta. It felt so clean, as if you are a hot knife cutting through butter.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why Ankit is one of those players who's so difficult to play against because there are really, I mean, largely two types of players. There are sort of players who are just like they will out football you, for lack of a better word. And there are some players who are really meta players who really rely on the game itself, knowing the game itself very well rather than just necessarily football tactics. But Ankit is just a fine mix of both those. Like, and it's very difficult to know which approach he's going to take for forget each match for each move. Is he going to go for that meta finish into the top corner from an absurd angle? Is he going to just patiently build through? Is he going to go for a cutback? So difficult to predict. And there you go, Shubham again not quite able to get his goal back. But I mean, not to lose heart. Generally, when Shubham has been a goal down, and he has been a goal down several times in this tournament, he has managed to come back and score.
Oh yeah, he has always been that comeback king. But once you have that unbeatable run being broken, it sort of impacts you mentally a little bit, dampens your confidence because Odisha FC, again, such an interesting prospect, such an amazing team, but hasn't really reflected that in terms of the leaderboards, right? They started off very lousy. They've eventually gotten their pace back, with Duggal playing so very well. But the big question remains, isn't it too late for it? Because now, if they do not walk off with a victory in this one, their chances of ever making it to the top four kind of get diminished already, which is already quite slim, does get even worse now. Ankit Gupta, again from the left wing, he's going to try and press in. Look at the ball control. Look at how he's controlling. He's having possession on himself. The pass is so precise, just the way he intends to do so. Creating the right gaps, creating the right movements, goes in directly for the shot. Where a lot of players would go for a cutback. Now that is Ankit Gupta for you. And 7 out of 10 times, maybe just too much, 6 out of 10 times with Ankit Gupta, that sort of a goal goes in.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is something that a lot of players should consider doing because sometimes, yes, it might be saved by the keeper, but you could get a corner, you could get a rebound. You gotta, I mean, if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery. And there you go, a great ball in behind. Now, what's he gonna do? Is he going to go for the cutback? Yes,
no.
he does. A beautiful ball across the goal. And even Shubham has to smile and appreciate that. That's wonderfully worked by Ankit, making it 2-0. And already early on in the piece, you have to think that the momentum definitely with SC's Bengal.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're we sort of anticipated this to be such a close encounter, right? But the way Ankit Gupta is playing, it's just making it look like a child's play over here. 43 minutes have passed by, and SC's Bengal a really good lead. Now this is much needed for all the Bengali fans out there, because the last two encounters that Odisha FC had against ATK Mohun Bagan, they managed to walk off with a victory. So it was sort of a redemption time, the battle of Roshagulas, as we call it, as Odisha FC does have a slight chance over there. But look at the defense, look at the numbers on Ankit Gupta, not really giving him a lot of space. And Theo Hernandez just chiming in, just throws the ball out for a throw, and eventually it's half time. And that being said, a really good lead, I must say, considering it's just 45 minutes, which is going to keep getting worse if things continue like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, Dugal trying to give a few tips to Ankit over there. I mean, maybe I think, well, when you're playing against Ankit Gupta, you might as well try to start doing black magic on the side because the guy is just so bulletproof this season. I mean, there's really only Ashwin from Mumbai City FC has managed to get a 1-0 against him, and that was a really, really off day for Ankit, where the luck just completely wasn't on his side. So he'll be pleased with it. He never shows that he's pleased ever. I mean, even if he wins the match 7-0, he just comes in the interview and he was like, "Haan, theek tha, it's okay.
Vibe mein
Life
tha
is horrible."
apun.
Yeah, it's just that. But that's the kind of guy he is, sort of the Zlatan of the eISL.
Yeah.
You could say that mercurial fellow, the guy who doesn't always want to be politically correct, the guy who speaks his mind is completely frank. And that's what we want to see as well. I mean, we need all sorts of characters in the eISL. But this time, speaking of characters, we have Shubham has a huge opportunity with the cutback. Again, delays it a little bit too much. Needed to go a bit quicker over there. And that is a sign of a player a bit low on confidence earlier on in the tournament. He would have found that pass, seen that opportunity much, much earlier. We do see Petr Cech as the goalkeeper of choice for Ankit Gupta. Maybe he's a Chelsea fan. Maybe we can ask him about that later on if we do get a chance to speak to him.
Yeah.
But oh no, I'm sorry, that was the goalkeeper for
Odisha,
Shubham.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll have a look at him. If we do get a chance, although it does look like it is Ankit Gupta who we will be speaking to at the end of this game. If things continue this way, is he onside? Yes, he has managed to keep Mbappe onside over here. An encouraging start to this second half for Odisha FC. But Shubham really needs to get that goal and get it early if he's to sort of put pressure on SC's Bengal. And Ankit Gupta gets a little bit fortunate over there with the deflection. Now going for the shot. It will fall to Eusebio.
Nice.
It is a goal back for Shubham. He always gets a goal back. You can see the celebration. Oh no, but it's offside. It's offside.
Azim, the drama. I really thought that was a goal scored. But for a moment, when he did not celebrate, maybe he just knew that, well, it went out from offside. Not really the kind of FIFA that Shubham would want to play at this point. But yeah, it is Ankit Gupta. He's going up against one of the deadliest players, I must say, in the eISL. Look at his movements. Oh, that control over there. It's still fine. He somehow retained possession. And he's caught to take a shot like this. I think we've got to do it, right? We've got to start a petition to have Ankit Gupta, continue and play as a professional FIFA player even after the eISL.
Oh yeah, definitely an absolute entertainer he is for sure. But I mean, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard grind. Maybe he's not. I mean, it looks like he's done all the hard work and hard grind to get to this level. But of course, you have to keep working, keep evolving, and it is. Let me tell you, a very stressful work. People think that being a gamer is all fun and games, but it is a lot of work. It's a lot of hours, a lot of research, a lot of experimentation, a lot of heartache, a lot of heartburn. Also, considering the diets that a lot of these players are on, but. Yeah, for the moment, he's got a 2-goal lead, happily sitting on it. And Shubham, so unlucky to not have that 1 goal back. Although you have to say Shubham has been the dominant player in the second half, and now the opportunity goes for the shot with Cancelo on the left foot of all people. Not quite what he would have wanted over there. Theo Hernandez getting forward as well. Didn't take the shot, should have just taken the shot on the left foot. Didn't work out for him. And there you go, unfortunately for Shubham. Well, it was looking like the turnover had happened, but Ankit Gupta does prevail. And this is the sign of a player who's just lacking that bit of confidence, a player who's lacked that bit of form of late. Because early in the tournament, both of those chances I feel would have ended up in the back of the net, and he would have been level with Ankit
Oh
Gupta right
yeah,
now.
I mean Shubham, we've got to give him this Viper attack, right? He is one of those deadly assassins that we've got. You know, every single time you sort of try and rule him out, he tries to get himself back in. And you know, like you said, he has sort of been dominating that second half. But again, not really visible in terms of the goal scored, right? He's been making those efforts sometimes. You know, ideally Ankit Gupta, being a natural that he is, would have taken a lot of shots where Shubham, that little flinch caused again Ankit Gupta to deal with the situation with not much difficulty. But that being said, you know, like you said about esports players, it takes a lot of grinds, a lot of hours spent inside the game. But you know, with players like Ankit Gupta, you just sometimes you have that natural talent. Your instincts speaks for yourself. Now, this one player has been also playing the real football, right? So he's also played for his state, and he's achieved a lot of laurels, right? So he's definitely using all those things inside the game of FIFA, and that has been working out so well. But again, Shubham, he's created few chances, but not really has been successful. And Ankit, he is just waiting to score a few more goals, and I think this is yeah, there you go, there you go, a goal kick. And we've got to see if you know, SC Bengal score one more, or do we see a late comeback from Odisha FC?
Well, it does look like very attacking changes for Shubham. He's got Ronaldo in for Eusebio. He's got Messi on for Theo Hernandez. So it does look like maybe going for a three at the back system, getting as many players forward as possible, using Joao Cancelo over there. Now the opportunity gets Ronaldo there again, does not pull the trigger. Has the opportunity now with Messi and Ronaldo, pulls the trigger a little too late this time. And Ankit does survive. He has really honestly been surviving for most of the second half because it has been relentless pressure
Yeah.
from Shubham. And this time, it's a chip when he should have gone for a power shot and he knows it.
Oh, Shubham, just not his evening. Did not wake up at the right side of the bed today, and clearly not happy with himself. He knows. No, he was the better player in the second half. He had created so many chances. Did not give a lot of room to Ankit Gupta to score. But still, it doesn't matter at all because, again, like I said, if you can't reflect it, you know, no one remembers it. So again, with a push, this time with Mbappe. No,
No
this is
way!
absurd. This is absurd. And how on earth is that not a goal? Can we
Oh,
have the
it's,
replay?
it's cleared off the line. I think VAR needs to have a look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have. But oh my goodness, first of all, the audacity to score that chip goal. And I was honestly just preparing my interview questions for Ankit just right now. And the top question was going to be कि यार आज एक भी chip goal नहीं, and he was about to have answered that with the most absurd of all chips, and it was somehow cleared off the line. And will he now go for a finesse shot just for the heck of it? No, he's going to charge through with Eusebio, goes for another chip,
Oh.
and this time the goalkeeper manages to hang on. And it's not a routine 2-0 by any stretch of the imagination for Ankit. He was really made to work in that second half. Could easily have conceded 2 goals over there, but he gets the win. And now the pressure shifts to Shayantan, of course, and of course to Dugal TV, who has been the guy in form,
Yeah.
you'd have to say, for Odisha FC. So he will fancy his chances up against Shayantan. There is potential in this game to take this to game 3.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, the kind of form that both these players are. I think Shanton was a little lousy in that matchup against ATKMB because, of course, that had to be that Eastern Derby. But again, in this Eastern Coastal Derby, initially the sparks did fly. Shubham created a plethora of chances, but nothing against Ankit Gupta. Could not really find that goal. Did on certain occasions, went for an offside, multiple chances thereafter, and still could not see things through. But Ankit Gupta, pertaining to those two early goals in the first half, had no trouble or no difficulty in getting a clear break in this one. Look at how he finds those passes. This is something that a lot of the other players also can learn from him. His awareness inside the field. He knows exactly where he's got to have his players positioned at. But yeah, in the second half, Shubham got over from all of his woes, created so many chances. This one with Eusebio, and that was an offside. But after that, in those final 10 minutes, as he those really, really absurd shots, and that one shot we kind of missed out on. I really hope we could have seen that again. Maybe we could have been the VAR or something like that had we been vested with the powers, but that's not the case over here, because honestly, from on Hawk's eye, I felt that was a goal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, looked like it was a goal, but it is the old rule that all of the ball has to be over all of the lines, so maybe half the ball. And you look at that, and that is really a testament to the second half that Shubham had, actually dominating the stats in terms of passing. Look at that, 177 passes to 97 for Ankit, and the exact same on expected goals. So he will feel very, very hard done by. I think he played a really good game in that second half. Really made Ankit sweat. And we do have, an interview coming right up. I do believe it is the man himself, Ankit Gupta. And Ankit Gupta, यार, second half बहुत ही stressful. How you feeling?
सेकेंड हाफ से डिफेंड करना था बिकॉज 2-0 लीड है एंड मुझे मतलब मैं उसको चैनल में पास करने को जगह नहीं देता, मैं जानबूझ के कॉम्पैक्ट कर रहा था अपना गेम एंड आई वांटेड टू डिफेंड एंड गेट थ्रू दिस.
काफी बेहतरीन फीफा. अगेन कंग्रेचुलेशंस विद द विन. बट अजीम और मैं वही बात कर रहे थे कि एक पिटिशन जारी करना है कि आपको eISL के बाद भी अंकित गुप्ता को फीफा में रखना है, बिकॉज आप जैसे अभी खेल रहे हो, जिस लेवल पे चल रहे हो, आई थिंक इंडिया को डेफिनेटली यूज इट. बट क्या कुछ ख्याल है, चेंज किया माइंड, या eISL के बाद नेक्स्ट eISL में डायरेक्ट मिलोगे?
मतलब घर से भी काफ़ी सपोर्ट आ रहा है कि तू खेल, अच्छा खेल रहा है करके. एंड अभी मैंने कोई डिसाइड नहीं किया है, अभी सिर्फ मेन फोकस ही है eISL पे एंड बाद में देखते क्या होता है.
course. And मैंने ऑलमोस्ट अबाउट हाफवे थ्रू द सेकंड हाफ मैंने क्वेश्चन प्रिपेयर किया था कि यार आज एक भी चिप नहीं ट्राई किया, और फिर आपने 2 ट्राई कर दिए. तो इज दैट एक लिस्ट होता है कि हर मैच में एक चेकलिस्ट की एक चिप करना है, एक फिनिश शॉट ट्राई करना है, और इज इट जस्ट जो भी फ्लो में आता है?
नहीं, मैच में एक चिप शॉट का अटेम्प्ट तो ज़रूरी है कि गया तो अच्छा लगेगा.
जितने भी दर्शक देख रहे हैं, ये एक टिप्पणी रखी है यहाँ पे, अंकित गुप्ता ने कर दिया. कोशिश कीजिए, क्योंकि कभी कभार कोशिश में ही सफलता है. एंड आज अंकित अगेन बहुत ही बेहतरीन फीफा आपकी तरफ से खेलने को देखने को मिला. बट ऑफ कोर्स शुभम वाज प्लेइंग रियली वेल इन द सेकंड हाफ, आई मस्ट से.
Yeah, he was playing really well and he dominated me in the second half, but I wanted to get through this result, so I'm pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, well, a good result for you. And अब देखते हैं what Chandan can do up against Duggal. काफी close match रहेगा, so all the best for that.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm happy now.
I can't believe that was actually on his agenda. मैं तो ऐसे मजाक में बोल दिया. He's like, हाँ नहीं, actually है plan. What a guy.
That and his long range finish, right?
Yeah.
These are the two quintessential things that you've got to do if you want to try and become Ankit Gupta, even as close to him. And सबसे important factor, I think, more than his gameplay is something has to spell is his confidence. जो confidence के साथ आते हैं कि नहीं, जा रहा हूँ तो जीत के आऊंगा, जीत के अलावा और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. फर्स्ट हाफ में 2 गोल्स मार लिए, कोई बात नहीं, आराम से डिफेंड करते हैं. एंड इतने दिस वन प्लेयर आई ऑलवेज, कहाँ थे ये? हर एक ऐसे टूर्नामेंट में ना एक ऐसा प्लेयर मिल ही जाता है कि समवेयर आउट ऑफ द ब्लू ही कम्स अप एंड स्टार्ट्स डोमिनेटिंग. अच्छे अच्छों के इन्होंने छक्के छुड़ा दिए इस बार. अगेन शुभम had that unbeaten run continued even with Adizima, this would have broken down here. And he did that quite effortlessly. Of course, Shubham gave Ankit a run for his money, but वही बात आती है कि goals score करने में that could not get reflected. And उसके बाद भी एक रणनीति थी, to play compact little, to not let Shubham score. But that being said, एक और matchup बचा है. Now that's going to be really interesting, because Duggal going up against Shantan. Now this is going to be another interesting matchup, and यहाँ पे दुग्गल को किसी तरीके से जीत हासिल करनी पड़ेगी. It has not just been about Ankit Gupta dominating, but also has been about SC East Bengal's Beno 7 scoring a lot of goals for them as well. So it's going to be
Yeah,
interesting. Both these players, you can see, very closely contested to each other in terms of their skill level. But this game
yeah.
is so crucial for Odisha FC to win.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't count Odisha FC out right now at all because Dugal has been in very, very good form. He's really come leaps and bounds in the tournament. But I mean, same can be said of Shantan as well because start of the tournament में थोड़े से nervous लग रहे थे, but now really, really playing on top of his game. एक दो match में even outshining his teammate Ankit in the last 1 or 2 games. So very, very potent partnership at SC East Bengal. But we do know Dugal में काफी potential है and he could spring a surprise in this game.
Oh yeah, he could definitely surprise us. And हमेशा इन्होंने किया भी, especially जैसे अफनान के बारे में हमने कहा, we've seen that happen, right? Afnan coming in the second half, you can say, in 2022. The same sort of a thing was witnessed with Duggal as well, right? With the commencement of 2022, we did see a completely different version of him, more confident, and the same even with Beno 7. All these players who were a little lackluster with this commencement. I think it had a lot to do with the rustiness with Beno 7, because काफी time से he was not in action, and he had quit pro FIFA, right? Just with the
Yeah.
commencement of eISL announcement के साथ he felt like this is the right platform, because to be honest, आज के date पे I've been in the esports industry for quite some time right now. पहली बार इंडिया में मैं देख रहा हूँ 78 lakh rupees worth price pool. We've got so many sponsors coming in. It's kind of a start of something really big, I can see, in terms of the FIFA industry is concerned. But here we have both these players just ready to go. Let's see. क्या लगता है आपको अजीम, कौन जीतने वाला है second game? Any predictions?
I mean, obviously as a neutral, you would want Odisha FC to get the win ताकि वो game 3 में showdown मिल जाए हमें. And also for Odisha FC, I mean, अगर उन्होंने जीत हासिल कर ली, then they are on their way to because net अगर games in hand देखा जाए तो if they win both their games, they could be sitting level with Jamshedpur FC, who are in 5th place right now, 19 points. So it is a huge game for them, जैसे था for Hyderabad FC in the last game, and unfortunately for them, they could not get the win against FC Goa. और ये similar circumstance है, a similar place in the league table, like two teams going up against bottom of the table versus top of the table. But we do see now कि SC East Bengal Shayantan control करने की कोशिश, getting in immediately, and this could be a very big hammer blow if he gets the ball in. Unfortunately, not quite an Ankit Gupta style cutback over there. थोड़ा सा predictable and fairly easy for Dugal to read that. Little bit fortunate over there with the ball. Neymar somehow powers through. Now on the edge of the area, let's see what Dugal has up his sleeve. Will he have a plan of his own? Ramona fake over there, and now getting the ball, working this very nicely. Now with Neymar again, unnecessary skill move over there. Could have just done a ball roll and taken a shot. Not quite happening, and SC Bengal can come forward again.
Oh yeah, शुरुआत से we're gonna see those sparks, right off the bat. And with Pele, of course, he's gonna push in through, goes in for the cutback. What a goal from Beno 7, and SC East Bengal, they have taken a lead, and pretty early on, so sort of reminiscence of the first game between Shubham and Ankit Gupta, and in a similar fashion as well as he.
Yeah, it's just made it look so easy. Nothing that could be done to defend that. And शायद ये भी एक we are seeing more and more players adopt this sort of cutback format to score goals more than the start of the season. तो शायद ये भी एक meta tool बन गया for a lot of the players. Very hard to defend that. And really to defend it, you have to stop getting the player into the position to allow that cutback in the first place. And unfortunately, Dugal ये नहीं कर पाए. But 15 minutes played, काफी time बचा है Dugal के लिए, and he has looked quite good on attack. Again, काफी अच्छे positions में आ रहे, but not quite able to get that final pass or that shot away. Offside trap being queued over here by Shayantan. ज़्यादा space नहीं देना चाहते हैं to Dugal to try and make his move, and that's why Dugal being forced back defensive वापस से build करने की कोशिश. Now with Mbappe on that right flank, काफी tricks and skill moves करते हुए, but with no defenders in sight, they are actually quite meaningless and a very cheap cheap giveaway, and Shandan can try to counter attack, and Dougal has to try to take his chances because just like his teammate, he could find himself 2-0 down very early.
Oh yeah, and again, Dougal really has to find his way back inside the game, because if this sort of goes on, we've seen Beno Seven turning really deadly, and sometimes he becomes the MVP, with a man like Ankit Gupta in his team. But then again, coming back into the game, he's been looking really confident again, not really having the butterflies that he had during that Eastern Derby. But somehow, SC Bengal still managed to beat ATKMB. But Ben 07 was personally not really happy with his results, right? Today is a redemption day, and we know this man has got what it's needed to be on top. And yeah, if SC Bengal win this matchup, I'm thinking they're going to go right at the top, TBD top. But this was a promising chance with Pele. He's going to pass it on towards Ronaldo. Was just looking for Mbappe there, and had he gotten that, could have been a goal instantly. But yeah, nice anticipation from Odisha, from Dougal to read it away, but a cheap giveaway.
Yeah, not been very good in possession so far, Dougal. एक दो अच्छे chances create किए हैं, but not been able to take them. Not quite been able to find the pass, find the shot, वो correct skill move नहीं चुन पा रहे for that correct moment. And Santhan just looking so good as this tournament has progressed. More and more confident, beautifully worked, brilliant goal. Another Terra Virtua super moment of the match over here as we see SC's Bengal for the second game running take a 2-0 lead, and does look like they are going to the top of the table today.
Oh yeah, I think there's no stopping them over here, because after this, now this is where I was talking about. Once Beno Seven finds his flow, right, he does not stop. He just keeps on hammering all those goals, and SC Bengal, they're clearly getting that revenge. What I was talking about, for all the Bengali fans watching out there. Yeah, they were not really happy when they lost to Odisha FC ATKMB. So this is it. One of those teams, their arch nemesis. Talk about the drama. Talk about the storyline. The arch nemesis is getting the revenge done, and Dougal, he's trying, but not really getting there yet. So sort of missing that that kind of a clinical attitude to go and score, and from here onwards, again, it's going to keep getting worse for Dougal if he does not really step up in the second half.
Yeah, and I mean these derby matches, I think Shantan tends to step up a little bit more for them क्योंकि वो actually कोलकाता से है. He knows well all the emotion, all the drama that goes into it. He's a SC's Bengal fan himself. So I mean it's literally कि वो personal pride के लिए खेल रहे हैं. But now could be a dent in his pride if Dougal can find a chance over here. Again, not confident enough to play that ball early, and if you don't play it early, you allow Shantan to get back and organize and sort out his defense over there. Fortunate to keep the ball nicely worked over here, and keeping the ball very, very well so far. And now the opportunity to take that shot, but he is like his teammate before, offside.
Oh yeah, and this sort of continues, right? Kind of similar, I must say, to the matchup that we witnessed just a couple of minutes earlier between Ankit and Shubham. The same thing's happening. He's going to try for a shot, getting those offsides, getting those fouls, and now again, SC Bengal, can he up the ante, right? Because Ankit managed to score 2. Can Beno score a 3? Because if he does that, then that would be absolutely ludicrous. Again, going in for that cutback, receives it onto Eusebio. He's going to take a shot, or maybe not. As finally, we've got the halftime whistle blowing off. And at this point, I'm certainly wondering what's the talk going on in the Odisha FC department here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Shubham will be telling him that, listen, you know what, I dominated that second half completely. So you should be able to do that as well. You have the capability. But it depends. Ki Ankit Gupta was very happy to, as we look at the stats again, 0 expected goals for Odisha FC because they've taken 0 shots, and that's really been the problem. And I mean, Ankit Gupta sat back and decided to defend in that second half, just sat narrow, removed, didn't allow space in those channels. And I wonder if Shayantan is going to do that, or is he going to go and play with complete freedom, try to make this a 3 or 4 or a 5-0, because he's more than capable of it.
Oh yeah, he is. This is what I was talking about, right? Once he gets in his persona, once he gets the flow, he's not going to stop. I mean, of course, Ankit Gupta did in the second half, but not Beno 7. He's just getting started. He's just getting aggressive. And Duggal, if he does not do something in the first 20 minutes of the second half, then he's bound to concede a few more. And this is a good start. Started off with a tackle just to give it away towards Matthias like that. So not really the kind of a start that Odisha FC would have wanted in the second half. Now, now again, if they sort of lose this matchup, I think their chances also of making it top four are gonna get crushed down, and then maybe mostly in the February to March games, we're gonna see a lot of the bottom tier teams trying to go YOLO just to what they want. Could be a shocker for a lot of different teams. We're still yet to get into that arena, but we've sort of started looking at the glimpses of it.
Yeah, definitely. But well, if Odisha FC don't want to be one of those bottom teams that we were talking about, they need to get a result of some sort over here. Dougal needs to get at least a draw out of this game for them to have an opportunity, and well, that process would start with him getting a goal from one of these early attacks in the second half. And this game has really followed the same pattern, but can he break the pattern by scoring the goal? Tries to go for a chip, but it's deflected straight into the hands of the keeper. And again, like we're seeing a similar story over here in the second half. Dougal starting out in that front foot, a little bit more attacking in the tactics department. But Shanthan looking for that long ball in behind, defended well. And now Dougal will be looking to get forward. You can see he's got pretty much 6 players ahead of the ball, trying to do something with it. But similarly, 6 or 7 players behind the ball for Odisha FC. And they'll be very, very happy to get in these positions and then find the counter attacks just like this. Now Ronaldo has to wait for support to get into the box. Finds a beautiful ball. Oh, that was almost magnificently worked by SCEB Bengal. Couldn't quite make it happen. Would have been an absolutely lovely goal if it had worked out. But not quite over here. And Odisha FC still with a potential opportunity to try and get a goal back. Well worked. This is brilliantly worked. But again, the defense absolutely on top and a cheap giveaway. And now, I mean, this is really going to be the template of the next 30 odd minutes. It's just going to be Odisha FC bombing bodies forward, and then Shanthan happy to play on the counter attack. And I think taking a leaf out of Ankit Gupta's book. And this time, will he go for the shot? Decides not to, when I think the shot was definitely on.
Yeah.
And again, given away. Duggal can't keep the ball at all right now. And as this clock ticks down, so do Odisha FC's chances of making it into that top 4. We could see potentially 2 teams today. We have seen it with Hyderabad FC earlier on. And we could be seeing Odisha FC's hopes of the top 4 being more or less ended. Unless you consider just the mathematics of it again, going for a shot. But doesn't quite work out.
Yeah, I think it's, sort of getting to start to get a little repetitive in terms of the cutbacks. Now Dougal is sort of anticipating that every single time Beno 7 gets in, but before this we did see some crafty approach from Beno 7, so he's got to keep on the pressure. One thing is different in this game is that SCEB Bengal have still maintained that possession ever, but this could all change as Ronaldo, he's gonna charge in. Dougal taking that shot, went out for a corner. Not really the way Odisha FC want things to happen, because the corner is not where they're going to really settle at, considering how things have started off for them. But Shubham still, giving some words of wisdom for him to somehow to make a comeback inside this, but he knows that this is not going to be easy. And yeah, likewise, SCEB Bengal, they're in their flow. There's nothing stopping them.
Well, I mean, the only thing that can stop them is a couple of goals for Dougal in these closing 20 minutes of the game. And I don't know, maybe the sentiment on the SCEB Bengal bench is similar to how Ankit Gupta decided to see out that game. Just see it out, just hold the ball, keep it compact, and well, don't concede. That's looks like what the plan is going to be. Ball is played into the back post towards Ruud Gullit, who does not win the header against Cafu, defying all physics. And well, Oh, is that a cheap giveaway? It was almost, because
Almost.
the SV East Bengal almost catastrophic. These are not the two players you want in the box in that moment. It was Zidane and Gullit when you really wanted it to be Pele and Ronaldo over there. Unfortunately, these sort of resets happen after corners where players are all over the place. And now on the counter attack, could be lights out over here if Shantan plays this right. Three people to choose from. Makes
No
the right
way.
choice, but it is offside.
Oh. Oh, that could have been so disgusting. It felt like there was a magnet in Mbappe's shoes. It really went out towards him, but yeah, not the right position. But this could change with Vinicius Junior. Dugal was just charging in through, but all in vain as this goes out for a goal kick. And now Ankit Gupta just giving his words of advice. He's been one of those national players, and now even upping the ante, he's made his name in the eISL, and he's even getting more deadly. But now this is where Beno 7, he's applying a lot of pressure, now going for the long balls, going in for the crosses over there, but directly into the keeper's gloves as again Dugal. This could have been a promising chance. This still is up until the point. Vieira intercepts and cuts it out.
Yeah, and I think now that is pretty much the result in the bag for SC East Bengal. I don't think you can really score 2 goals within 6 minutes of game time. And I don't think Shantan has any major intentions of scoring a goal right now. Just wants to play it safe. And I do think that's a bit coming from Ankit on the side, saying, you know what, we have the result in the bag. Let's not try anything fancy. We can go top of the table. And, well, for Dugal, not quite happening. It's just not quite happening. Oh my goodness, what is that? Okay, very experimental form of clearance over there. And now a huge opportunity. Has to take the shot with Zidane, and he does. Could this be the moment? Could this be the moment? Let's see if Dugal can absolutely charge and win that ball back. All he needs is one possession to try and create an opportunity. Will Shantan give him that? It doesn't look like it. Surely he's going to just play this into the corner. He brings the keeper out to try and force him to do something. You can see the keeper is coming and he wins the ball. This is it. This is the last attack. If he can cross the halfway line before the 1 minute mark, he cannot. And SC East Bengal managed to see it out. You'd have to say for Odisha FC, too little, too late.
Yeah.
They got their act together a little too late in that game. And Dugal managing to go one better than his teammate and getting 1 goal back. But it is 3 points in the bag and a spot, finally, for the first time in the eISL, a spot on the top for SC East Bengal.
Yes, and finally it took quite a while. Primarily pertaining down to a lot less games initially, but yes, the boys have done it. Towards the very end in this matchup, we really felt that Dukkal did have the momentum, did snatch it away, but it was a little too late, like you mentioned. But Beno 7 being really clinical, being really precise towards the second half, we saw a little bit of a slack off. He was trying to get really repetitive and trying to do similar sort of things which Dugal sort of anticipated. But Odisha FC again creating quite some chances but not really converting it. And those 2 goals in the first half sort of being the decisive ones, making sure that this Eastern Coast derby has been won by SC Bengal.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite Odisha FC's day over here. I mean, they tried to create chances, just wasn't really happening for them. And SC East Bengal in the first half for both games have been so clinical.
Yeah.
2 chances, 2 goals in the back of the net, bang bang, very easy, no complication about it. Opening up those defenses quite well. And at 88 minutes, getting that goal back and finally shooting when he had so many opportunities to shoot before that. Suddenly, there was a bit of hope, a slight glimmer of hope. But in the end, statistically as well, you would have to say that SC East Bengal, the better team. In this game, it was very, very even between Shubham and Ankit, with both of them having 2.6 expected goals over here. Shantan slightly superior in that aspect, 3.3 up as against 1.4, and very well matched in the passing stakes as well. So I have to say, overall, fairly deserved.
Yeah, completely. No doubts there. SC East Bengal clear victory for all these players here. But you talk about victory. I think there's something that all our viewers can also win, right? That you have a short chance. For all you viewers out there, you do have a chance to get a free NFT from Terra Virtua worth $19.99 when you sign up. So, of course, as you guys know, Terra Virtua is our Hero eISL's official digital collectible partner. So, all you gotta do is hit www.terravirtua.com/eISL and make sure you get your hands. And now, this is something that looks sleek. Now, me personally belonging from Odisha, I've always loved the Odisha FC jersey, and if I could get that in the digital space as well, I'm definitely gonna opt for this one. I know what.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and of course there are a couple of team mascots trading cards also available on the platform. So yeah, definitely go check it out.
Oh yeah, and again, you're talking about SCEB Bengal. Let's take a look at one of the interviews that we did shoot earlier.
Hi, I'm Shantan Mandal. I'm 25 years of age. I'm from Howrah. I'm representing SCEB Bengal.
Hi, I am Ankit Gupta, 25 years of age from Mumbai, representing SC East Bengal.
2014 से मैंने FIFA खेला.
Well, I mean, that was a little quick, but here we are. More camera time for us. Enough to talk about how the games have been going on. So, now at this point, Azim, we do know it's just that one consolation game remaining. I know a lot of fans are kind of bummed about it, Odisha FC from especially them, because with this matchup sort of going out of hands, their chances of making it to the top four has gotten
Yeah.
really slim. I think it's kind of next to impossible right now. Maybe if we've got to still do our calculations though.
Yeah, I mean, mathematically, it might still be possible if a lot of other teams somehow drop points. If 80KMB suddenly decide to get into form and start beating all the top
Everyone.
teams left, right, and center, then maybe it's possible. But yeah, maybe a few pizzas need to be bought, as we have
More than
established
pizzas.
from yeah, pizzas, cakes, whatever you want, whatever bribes you would like to give people. But no, it's an interesting situation for Odisha FC because they are a team that really thrives on they're very competitive, particularly Shubham, very competitive. He wants those big moments, he wants to be able to celebrate and he wants something to be at stake. When there's high pressure, there's high stakes. That's usually when Shubham has really come to the fore and perform. But nothing to play for over here, so I don't think he's going to be enjoying these games at all. And I relate to him as well because in when it comes to esports gaming, whether like for it's FIFA or sim racing, whenever I enter a game, I'm in it to win, and when there's no chance of winning, it almost feels like
It's
why
no
am
fun,
I even
yeah.
playing this? Yeah, and that's really what I'm sure Shubham is one of those kind of guys as well. But again, just like with we did see with Hyderabad FC earlier in the day, and especially considering that Hyderabad FC got that win and got those few extra goals, Odisha FC will want to be matching that as well. But easier said than done against SCEB Bengal, who have been whitewashing teams left, right, and center. And they could be keeping that streak going right now as well.
Oh yeah, they definitely would want to. But no, I completely agree with what you just said, right? Shubham being the competitive player that he is, he knows that no matter however he plays, it's not gonna work out the way he wants to. But again, now this sort of raises a few questions over here. Primarily, the first one being, why did Shubham decide to go up against Ankit Gupta? Could have let Duggal handle him, could have gone second, in fact, against Beno 7, and then would have had a dying chance, right? If conditions were ideal, had he won his game against Beno 7 and assuming that Duggal lost to Ankit, then they still had a chance in the co-op. That is something that I could still work with, right? Because this is pretty much better than losing both your games early on. So, what do you think could be the reason behind it?
I mean, I don't know. In the previous games, it has been usually Shubham taking game 2 But Dougal has recently been the guy stepping up and saying, you know what, I'll take the pressure matches and sort of trying to take the pressure off Shubham. Maybe they were expecting a little bit of gamesmanship because usually it's been the same lineup for SCEB Bengal as well, with Ankit being the guy playing the first game and Shantan going second. And maybe they thought that there's going to be some mind games. Maybe they'll switch it up for this one, but no. SCEB Bengal sticking with their tried and tested methods, and it's working very very well for them. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. That's really the motto that they're trying to follow. And nice haircuts and nice jackets for the Odisha FC boys, but unfortunately not the nice result that they've been looking for.
Yeah, and you should have been yearning for it. Odisha FC, the jersey looks so slick, right? You know, that perfect combination, little bit of those designs, which is quite famous down there. And yeah, I kind of thought, you know, I would eventually get my jersey, but that did not happen. If someone from Odisha FC is still watching, you know, we could use a few jerseys out there, being so shameless to ask for it. But yeah, you know, it's a really good looking jersey that we do have. But again, getting back to the game, it's the co-op matchup, and Odisha FC. Well, all they've got to do is play this consolation games. They've got to sit it tight for the next 90 minutes in game time, and maybe try to dampen things up a little bit in the SCEB Bengal corner, and yeah, make them you know, make them feel like, you know, it's not a perfect day for them. At least if they can find a win. But for SCEB Bengal, again, we're pretty cash, pretty chill. They know that they've got the match in the bag. Ankit Gupta is just chewing gum, and the next moment you see him, he's gonna score.
Yes, both players actually quite into the chewing gum. So maybe that's the secret. Maybe that's what everyone needs to do. Just find out which gum they've been chewing that stimulates their brains and their thumbs to do all this magic. And and that's a very strange looking pass, but works out well enough for Odisha FC. They'll be looking to get an early goal and try to stamp their authority on this co-op game.
Oh.
Easier said than done, of course, because SCEB Bengal, contrary to what we've seen from a lot of teams, generally when they do win both their matches, they end up winning the co-op as well. And you see that ball fired into the far post.
No.
What a smashing delivery, but just hit wide. You can see over there Ankit Gupta is enjoying himself. And I think, yeah, we could be seeing some more Ankit special innovations coming in this co-op game when he's really got nothing to lose. And it is sort of the game built for him, the almost casual, no stakes game that he absolutely thrives on.
So what's next? You know, we've seen a lot of antiques coming out from Ankit and Beno. What could be the next wow OMG thing from his side?
I mean, I think probably an overhead kick. We haven't seen any real bicycle kicks in this tournament so far. Maybe a Rabona finish or something like that. Oh my goodness, over there, was that... it looked for a second that it was Maldini playing at centre forward. Or is... No, okay, it was the other Maldini, my bad. But no, it was a different... It was Cristiano Ronaldo as the... Is that Cristiano Ronaldo though? No, it's a number 7, and that's what...
it is Ronaldo, yeah.
Yeah, it is Ronaldo. Let's see what they've got planned. Is it going to be one Ronaldo to the other? That is another typical Ankit Gupta move. We've seen Mufu from Northeast United FC as well try that quite a few times. A little flick over the head and running in the opposite direction. Now from the corner, let's see if they've been working on any set routines. Usually the target would be Ronaldo or Vieira, and free kick on the edge of the area. Let's see if he has, yeah, you know he's going for goal. There's nothing else that he would have in mind. Is it going to dip into the top corner? You bet it is! Oh my goodness! A free kick into the top corner, and another contender for the Terra Virtua super moment of the match. What an absolute screamer!
Oh no! I mean, how? Even Van der Sar's long reach wasn't enough. Just touching his gloves, but still going in. And Odisha FC, they kind of stumped at this, right? They've got nothing to say, right? What can they possibly do from around here? And this is again typical Ankit Gupta and Beno 7. They just keep getting better, man. Every single time you think you've seen enough, there you have it. So we were waiting to see something really out of the world, and this is it. This is it. Oh, could have been sort of a very interesting goal if that had gone in. But yeah, directly just gifted to the keeper's gloves. Yeah, but like you said, overhead kick or something like that. Maybe after this we're gonna request them. Next time they're gonna try to pull off those sort of shenanigans. We have seen players trying some bicycle kicks, going with those overhead shots, but mostly I think hasn't really worked out. So I think if someone can do it, it's again Ankit Gupta. But let's see if he can,
Yeah.
if he does that.
Let's see if we can. There's plenty of options over there. Of course, they're quite easy to execute in the game. It's really about taking the shot and just holding L2 while doing it. And then the game will sort of decide the best sort of fancy kick for the occasion. And I was actually correct. The number 7 over there is not Ronaldo. It's Ankit Gupta going for the shot. But it is, of course, Eric Cantona who's leading the line for SCE's Bengal. Another one of the icons who I did manage to sample a little bit of in a draft game on Ultimate Team. Must say a very effective player to have up top, and a player that I'm surprised more players are not picking as part of their meta, because he really very similar player in that sense to Zlatan. The Zlatan card gives you a lot of attacking options, good dribbling, good shooting ability, good aerial presence, good strength as well. So sort of like an all-round package in that sense. And now there we see Cantona again using those tricks, using those skill moves, getting away from one defender, getting away from two defenders. Can't get away from a third defender. The ball deflects to his teammate. Surely has to shoot.
What?
And it's put completely wide.
Yeah, he was a little confused over there. And we were kind of thinking that it would be Ronaldo. It was actually Cantona. So, we're not to be blamed because, of course, this was, I think, the first or the second time that we've seen this card being played from these players. But then again, Azim, now where we really stand, it's again 41 minutes passed by. Odisha FC, they haven't really found any opening today. It's not really the kind of a game that you would ideally see from them. It's What do you think? Is it them just having such a rough day, or is it SC's Bengal who are playing so phenomenally well?
I think it's a mixture of two things. Obviously, SC's Bengal have played very well. But I think Odisha FC in both games, they honestly showed SC's Bengal a little too much respect in that first half, and sort of allowed them to dictate the game. By the time they decided to really start playing the game on their own terms, it was pretty much already lost at 2-0 down at halftime for both players. They did come out in the second halves and really start attacking and dominating, and that's really what they needed to do from the start. Put SC's Bengal on the back foot, give them something that they're not quite expecting. And speaking of not expecting, we were absolutely not expecting this free kick smashed into the top corner. Absolute screamer there. And nothing the keeper could do about that. Beautifully executed. And yeah, for all you kids trying to score from free kicks, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You make sure it's all green there, and then you take the shot, the right amount of power, the right amount of curve, and this has to be undoubtedly the Terra Virtua Super moment, right? No questions whatsoever. We've seen a lot of good goals, but mostly the goals coming out of SC's Bengal had been really clean. Those cutbacks heading in for a goal. But this one, the one that they scored in the co-op game, that has given them that lead. It is one of a kind, right? Not a lot of free quick goals that we've witnessed in the eISL throughout the entire season, and this has to be one of the best goals that we've witnessed so far. But again, we are finally on with the second half kicking off, and Odisha FC have been looking a little lackluster today because. Honestly, Shubham, apart from that Shubham game in that second half, they could never really be in that commanding position ever. But even with Shubham dominating that second half, they could not reciprocate that with the second half. But this one could have been really promising, could have possibly been the equalizer that they were looking for. But here it is, out for a corner.
Out for a corner, again trying to win that header. Of course, corners have been nerfed quite a lot in the recent title updates, so generally scoring from those headers the way it was before the last patch is a bit more difficult. As of all people over there, Mbappe well, going and marking his namesake. Not something you see ever in real life. A great ball played in over there. Lovely turn and so much power on the shot that even Ankit can't believe it. It hits the keeper and goes in.
Oh.
And listen, when it's going your way, it's just going your way. And you'd have to say the team in white has absolutely whitewashed the team in black. I think they're going to have to come out in white jerseys because they have been washed today.
Yeah, they've been colored white is all we can say because again, Odisha FC, such an interesting prospect this season, but not really going their way. But
Oh, wow.
Pele,
Oh,
oh,
no.
this could be a goal. Woo.
It's offside. Oh, my
Yes.
God.
Oh no! Was it Shubham? though?
I mean, I think it was Shubham who did all the hard work and took the shot, and then the ball hit his teammate who was standing between him and the goal. It's just one of those days for Odisha FC. And there you go, the ball goes in. Oh my God, what's happening over here? It's just all kicking off. The goalkeeper just dropping the ball on the head of on his opponent. And you'd have to say a lot of things just not going Odisha FC's way in this game, and a lot of things going Ankit Gupta's way and SCE's Bengal's way. Particularly with that shot. Is he offside again over here? No, this time it's a goal. This time it is a goal, a scrappy goal it is for Odisha FC. I think Shubham would have been much happier if the last one that he had tried to score had gone in. But well, there you have it. A dancing Neymar clearly does not realize that he's lost the match, but it's okay. And well, the Odisha FC crowd of mostly American people cheers and enjoys the match in the stadium.
Oh,
But yeah, it's well, if they can get a draw out of this, it'll soften the blow just slightly. And let's see what plans Ankit Gupta has. Even Odisha FC having a laugh right now.
yeah, like शुभम मैं करूँ तो करूँ क्या कुछ भी कर रहा हूँ there's something or the other happening and our Viper he is clearly no, struggling today but yeah did find that little goal over there like you said was a little scrappy but it's fine now they're gonna be making some apt changes maybe look for that equalizer maybe let's see if anything possibly can come out of this one because SC East Bengal. Otherwise, like you said, everything that they want is going their way. The way they want it, the way they're executing it, it's all picture perfect for them, right? And they're not even try harding, right? They're kind of doing what they want to. It's just that things are working out for them. It's like it's as if teams do fear them. They're kind of intimidated and they get the better of things. But this could be a good potential
Oh.
chance with Messi. It was offside. So not really the way that SCS Bengal wanted, but it is fine. It's fine. Something that they can live with.
Well, finally, one bit of one bit of luck going against SC's Bengal for once in this game, because generally it's they've had the rub of the green. Of course, they've played some great stuff all through the game, but Odisha FC have had chances to score, and unfortunately been denied by the offside flags in two occasions. One which really should have been a goal. The two players getting in each other's way. And well, we could see a second goal over here from Odisha FC as well. I mean, it does look like SC's Bengal have switched off just a little bit in this second half, and you can see the difference that the lack of match intensity makes, because if in the individual games at 2-0 up, they really didn't give Odisha FC a chance. I mean, they defended with their lives. They never gave any clear opportunities away. But now they're happy to just have some fun. And we do see now Messi coming forward. It's 3-1-1. It's Eusebio. He's got Vinicius on that back post. Oh, goes for the shot over there. Not quite able to find that corner. And definitely, I think that was Shantan and not Ankit on that. Because if it was Ankit, he would have gone for the chip over there. It's not even a question at this point. But and also would have been the right option in that situation, because the keepers generally tend to save those lower shots. Free kick over here surely is not going to go for goal from here, but let's see. We never know.
Oh, we never know. And I'm not gonna rule out my chances because they've done that in the past. They might as well do this this time as well. but looking at things going on, Odisha FC, the kind of bad run continues. With the offsides, even with Shubham's matchups and everything. But I think Beno Seven is gonna have a go at it, right? I think the first one maybe Ankit scored, and this time he's gonna take that shot. So Ankit passing on all that wild ideas to him. But are they gonna? All right, so they're gonna play it for a pass. They're gonna look to pass to a certain person, or maybe are they going to go for a shot? Because I can look at a cross. Where is it going? All right, they've got a set piece routine. Oh, holy moly! Had that been anywhere other than anyone other than Maldini, maybe that could have gone in.
Yeah, I think he was offside as well, so
Yeah.
probably would not have counted. But yeah, you could see Ankit had the idea. That sudden light bulb went on in his head, and he was like, "Okay, this is what we're going to do." And they executed it almost to perfection. Just unfortunate with the offside flag and of course the finish. But now, plenty of space. Vinicius with that 99 pace. Nobody is catching him. And is that, well, Van der Sar somehow managed to get there before he could. So well done to Odisha FC for managing to defend that. And can they spoil the party? Can they end the whitewash as it stands at the moment? Odisha FC, if they can get this goal, I think they would take some satisfaction from not giving SC's Bengal. And this is the opportunity. Has to shoot, does shoot. It's into the top corner. It's a 2-all score line. Odisha FC still have time to come back and win this game.
Yeah.
But you know that SC's Bengal, they're just having a bit of fun right now. They're the highest goal scorers in the tournament, so goal difference not really a massive concern for them. So it won't really bother them.
Yeah, nothing at all. But yeah, of course, little glimpses of confidence, at least for Odisha FC, considering how this evening has gone for them. So nothing short of a nightmare, right? The way the first two games went along, clearly, both the players will not be happy with themselves. But like you said, a consolation coming in. But look at SC's Bengal, being a little bit fickle over there, going in for those. Dribbles, going in for those moves, not really going their way. But Odisha FC, now this could be a winner for them if they can see things through. With Gullit, yeah, of course, had a chance. But no, rather went out for a corner.
The ball comes in, the header won there by Ronaldo. It is cleared by Vinicius now. Opportunity with Zidane and Eusebio and Ronaldo. This is well worked again. Should have taken the shot because his man was beaten. Elected to again take that additional touch. And now the ball in behind finds Messi. But of course Maldini back there to cover. And it does look now that this is going to end in a draw unless this is the last chance for Odisha FC. Surely is the last chance and could be the goal again. Does not shoot but deflected and in. And it is a win for Odisha FC. At the end of it, eventually no points on the leaderboard, but the satisfaction of having taken something away from this one, even though it was the scrappiest of all goals. The chip deflected into the into the near corner, and there you have it. It is 3-2. SC's Bengal not particularly focusing on that game, and Odisha FC managing to get a consolation win.
Yeah, much needed for them, but there you can see clearly not the smile that we would have wanted to see on the faces of these two young lads. But it's something that they'll be going back to the hotels with, right? Clearly not happy with the outcome, still at the 9th place at which is 13 points. So really the chances looking really slim, considering they do not have enough matches. Had they wanted to keep this race going on, they should have won this tie, but that was not the case today. And I'm kind of wondering, what is so worrying for SC's Bengal. Clearly the boys have earned it, the right at the TBD top, and with 3 games less played to Chennai FC.
Yeah, of course. So Chennai and FC, I wouldn't expect them to be in action for a while. Don't think we have any Chennai and FC fixtures for this week, but could be wrong. And we will have a long road back for Odisha FC over here. They have to now hope for teams at the bottom, team at the bottom, basically ATKMB, to start taking points off those guys at the top to sort of slow their momentum and claw their way back in. This, of course, what an exceptional free kick this was.
Oh.
So good. Early on in the piece, banging that in at the near post. Almost a Kevin De Bruyne-esque free kick there from the real world, and brilliantly worked. Wonder who it was who took it. Let's see. Ooh, I think it might have been Ankit, given the celebration that he did across the table. And yeah, this one over here as well. Just so much power in the shot, and even he is embarrassed by it.
Like, all right, how could he hit that with such blazing speed? But yeah, of course, towards the very end, it's SC's Bengal that did not really win the third matchup. It's again Odisha FC who came out with a win, but it's fine, it's fine. And all right, some light moments being shared as like, guys, how on earth could you miss such goals? Lady Luck clearly hadn't been in Odisha FC side up until the last 10 minutes, where they were scrapping through, and yeah, they did manage to pull off a victory out of that one. But you could clearly see the expression from their faces, right? Now, this was again another very beautiful chance created. That was a good run, but likewise, Maldini was a little offside there with it, and yeah. Ankit Gupta said, oh, how does it not believe? I think we can have a, what do you call a highlight reel of Ankit Gupta's really flabbergasted expressions.
Yeah, and you can add Ashwin from Mumbai City FC as well into that compilation for, I think, most expressive players, but not on the pitch. On the pitch as well, both players are very, very expressive. Of course, Mumbai City FC is sitting nice and pretty in that second spot, just behind Chennai FC with a game in hand. So they'll be most pleased about that. And a couple of scrappy goals, you would have to say, for Odisha FC. And yeah, they'll take some satisfaction from the fact that they managed to get the win in that game, and deserved overall. Don't think SC's Bengal were particularly focused or concentrating on that game. And it did start to show in that second half where they were just trying a few extravagant things. A very nice set piece routine, which almost worked out. And these are the kind of things that, of course, you need to use these co op games for. Experiment with new things,
Yeah.
experiment with new players, new set piece routines, and that's well, SC's Bengal. That's exactly what they did. Didn't quite work out today, but they will take, if nothing else, some learning and some information out of this one.
Yeah, I think that is all that they can take from this one. But regardless, like we've already discussed before, this win sort of propels them up to the top spot, which will get confirmed with our scorecard once it's available for us. There we go as we take a look at the scorecard, and a little bit of a delay. Don't worry, production has betrayed me tonight, but it's all right. We can still live with that. There you have it. There you have it. Just when I thought, I was abandoned, there you have it. Officially confirmed. SC's Bengal 3 points earned for them, and that pretty much does it, right? I think at the tippity top, this is what we were sort of speculating, and like you said, the goals that they've scored, even if somehow they go on to lose most of the matches later on in that top four fight, if it comes down to the goals, then I am pretty sure that they're going to have no issues with that. But this sort of raises a question: who is going to be the hero of the match? So let's take a look at who that player is. Is it going to be Ankit? Is it going to be Beno7? Both these players played really amazing.
Ooh.
But Ankit Gupta, I think those goals coming off in the co-op game really helping him on the spot.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 goals scored, and confirming also that he was behind that free kick goal as well. To be expected. Really, I'm sure he enjoyed scoring that one. We did see it from the celebration as well. And we certainly enjoyed watching it. Again, well, not for the first or the second or third time, Ankit Gupta is a hero of the match in an SC's Bengal game.
Yeah.
Really is that MVP candidate. Will be interesting to see where he stands now in the goal scoring stakes, because he was trailing in second or third place, but now with, of course, the games in hand that are coming thick and fast, he will most definitely be climbing up there, because he really has been such a prolific player. This one as well with the free kick. Could have gone to a more specialist player like a Cantona, but decided to go with Ronaldo. Bang! Into the corner. He enjoyed that. And then this one, almost embarrassed to score this one. So much power on the shot that the keeper just could do nothing about it.
And just look at how fast that went in, and with the receive, that is something. that Ankit Gupta knows how to pull it off. And ideally at situations like that, a lot of players would go for the supportive passes, right? Maybe make that final pass and then take that shot. That's the confidence just oozing out of Ankit Gupta. And like you said, a lot of players can take a page off his book and work things through. Because I think Ashwin is one of the players who tried to do that, because earlier on, even in those interviews, he used to say, I used to second guess myself. I did not take a lot of shots. Wasn't really going well up until I had this enlightenment, and then I went into Ankit Gupta's mode, and here I am winning my games for my team. But ladies and gentlemen, the Terra Virtua super moment of the game has got to be undoubtedly that exceptional free kick that has been
Oh, yeah.
taken by Ankit Gupta. Very rarely do we see such things happening. Perfect free kick. Everything, the timing, the shot power, just the way he wanted it. Not a lot of curve, but not really needed, as it just goes past by. And there you go. What a beautiful one.
Yeah, and a little cheeky celebration across the table as well. I think that's what I enjoyed the most. Nice to see some banter as well. And now let's take a look at the leaderboard. For the first time since the start of the eISL, SC East Bengal climbed to the top with a massive 3-game advantage. It's absolutely, that shows you the dominance that they've had. They've only been beaten the one time by Mumbai City FC. Of course, they've had 2 draws on the way as well. So not entirely invincible. But these are the 2 teams you really have to watch out for. And really that top 4 now starting to take shape. Chennai and FC still have a bit of a disadvantage with a lot of teams yet to play matches. And the voice in my head tells me that we do have Shantan available for an interview. So let's head straight over there. And we're just going to wait for the interview to come up. There you go. Shantan, congrats, bhai. Another win.
Thank you.
तुम्हारी ट्रेन चलते जाती है और फाइनली अब टॉप स्पॉट मिल चुका है, तो खुश हो, सैड हो, हाउ आर यू फीलिंग अबाउट दिस?
हाँ, खुश हूँ क्योंकि हम लोग का अगला गेम मुंबई के साथ है, तो अगर वो गेम हम लोग जीतते हैं तो हम लोग का काफ़ी एडवांटेज हो जाता है। सो आगे के गेम पे एक्चुअली हम लोग 1 गेम एट ए टाइम देखते हैं, तो इतना ज़्यादा मतलब ध्यान नहीं देते कि टेबल के टॉप पे कौन है। बस हम लोग का हम लोग गेम खेलते हैं अपना।
तो आई मीन शांतन भाई, आपने एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग बात छेड़ दी यहाँ पे। नेक्स्ट मैच मुंबई सिटी एफसी के पास है, एंड साथ है, एंड एक जो लॉस आपका देख रहे वो उन्हीं के खिलाफ है। तो कुछ स्पेशल रणनीतियाँ, कुछ स्ट्रैटेजी बना के रखे हो, या फिर आज शाम से बनेंगी?
नहीं, आज शाम से बनेगी। कुछ ऐसे कोई स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं है, हम लोग बस अपना गेम खेलते हैं। कोऑप में हम लोग आज हार गए, बट कोऑप में हम लोगों को और ध्यान देना पड़ा क्योंकि मुंबई का कोऑप काफ़ी अच्छा है।
तो ये जो कोऑप मैच ऑफ कोर्स आप हार गए, तो आज फुल कंसंट्रेशन फोकस के साथ खेल रहे थे या थोड़े मजे कर रहे थे? यूर थोड़ा कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे थे? क्या हुआ कोऑप गेम में?
नहीं, कोऑप गेम में हम लोगों ने कैंटोना यूज़ किया फर्स्ट टाइम, सो क्योंकि वो अंकित का फेवरेट प्लेयर है, सो वो हम लोग थोड़ा टेस्टिंग कर रहे थे, बट उतना वर्कआउट नहीं हुआ।
चलिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। बट हमेशा मैंने कहा है, जब भी उड़ीसा और बंगाल एक दूसरे के अगेंस्ट जाते हैं, इट्स द बैटल ऑफ रसगुल्लास। एंड आई थिंक एटी के मोहन बगान काफी हारने के बाद आपने वापस से आई थिंक जीत दिला दिया अपने रीजन को। तो अगेन अ मैसेज टू योर फैंस इन बंगाली।
আমরা আমাদেরকে সাপোর্ট করুন, আমাদের পাশে থাকুন এবং আমরা চেষ্টা করব সমস্ত ম্যাচ জেতার এবং ট্রফিটা ঘরে নিয়ে আসার।
There you go. The trophy is coming home, and we really hope. And the way you guys are playing, I'm pretty sure ये तो घर आने ही वाला है East Bengal के. But that being said, thank you so much, Shantan, for joining us, and we wish you further glory in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, very interesting to note. Ankit Gupta's favorite player, Eric Cantona. This makes so much sense now. This makes absolute sense.
I was just getting there, you both now being the Reds fans, right? I think this is where you can actually have him over your stream someday, a lot of people would want to see. But for all you viewers, we have got something for you. You have a chance of getting a free NFT from Terra Virtua worth $19.99. All you've got to do is just log in into www.terravirtua.io/eisl and just sign yourself up. It's free, and you're getting a free NFT. Get on that NFT bandwagon and spot yourself that SC's Bengal jersey. You never know, it might get so rare because if SC's Bengal wins it, you never know. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done with this fixture. Before we end it over here and hop on to the next stream that we have, a huge shout out to our sponsors. Thanking off first by our partners Coca-Cola, then our associate sponsors Hero, our esports partners Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners Terra Virtua for making this event happen. That being said, Azim and I, we're going to take a quick little breather, get our coffees, and then we will see you with the final picture of the